Restore chat. Damn it. Restore chat. There we go. Okay, I guess we're on. We're on. Okay, I can't put this up. Drive me crazy. Okay. Let's Paint TV here. Hanging out. Once again. Let's not take calls tonight. I'm not going to take any calls. Thank you. Okay, we're just going to just talk. Okay, we'll do another podcast here. Get it started here. Let me see if I can get this up and running here. Let's see, record. We can hear you. Okay, good. All right, welcome back to another exciting Let's Paint TV podcast, where the trials and tribulations of Mr. Let's Paint come forth, Danforth, come will what may, come what with what may with will. All right. Anyway, so thanks again for being here. We enjoy. We are happy. Sometimes we're glad that you're here. Sometimes, actually, not always. But we are happy to hang out with you once again to maybe figure out what it is all about. What is it all about? And for me, it was about doing a little paint. I did a little painting today in the morning, and I painted outside. And the sun, Danforth Music Hall, says Joe. Weird music venue in Canada that sells hot dogs at the front desk. No. Not familiar with. Where is that? Where's the Danforth Music Hall? Canada, that's a gigantic country. You know, it's even bigger than the United States. So that could be anywhere, couldn't it? Is it in Medicine Hat? I always wanted to go to Medicine Hat. Wouldn't that be kind of fun? Maybe not in the wintertime, but possibly in the summertime. Go there. Drive up to Medicine Hat. Toronto. Okay, Danforth Music Hall. I played a couple of venues there in Toronto. What is it? Is a hotel? What's the name of the hotel? And now it's escaping me. It's on Queens Road. No, some road named like I don't know if it's a Queen Road something. Okay, it's escaping me. Then this other place I performed at was a bicycle repair shop during the day, and then at night it turns into a performance space. Do you know what I'm talking about, Joe? I played there once. That was fun. That was crazy because that was like a real knockout kind of performance space. And the other one, like I said, in the hotel space was outside. It was a little kind of rinky-dinky kind of experience, but nevertheless, good times. Beautiful place, Toronto. Like I said, I probably wouldn't be there in wintertime, though. Maybe one day. One day I'm gonna have to go to these cold winter spaces, and experience the freezing my butt off. Snow. I've frozen my butt off at least twice in my life. I had to take a chisel to separate my butt from the rest of my body. Then I grew a new butt. No. I had to thaw my butt. Froze my butt off. Okay, so yeah, East Coast. Joe says East Coast tour, Buffalo. Yeah, Buffalo, baby. Totally. Well, maybe when this this fun thing that we're all going through, AE, COVID times, when they kind of subside and people are, we're just not going to worry about it anymore. But that's going to be another, it looks like possibly by summertime it might be a little more, I think people might get a little more optimistic, maybe. I mean, because I guess you would think that we would all be getting our shots, our various shots. I guess I see that Johnson & Johnson has a new shot, a vaccine that's just one dose. See, I'm afraid that all these people getting these, these Moderna, whatever, vaccines where you have to take it once, at Pfizer, you have to do it once, and then you have to wait like 3 weeks to get it, or a month to get it again. I think that's hard for people to kind of do. I know there are other shots like that. I think for like yellow fever, you're supposed to do that. There's some kind of shot for that, and that you kind of have to go in. But I tell you, I know so many people, they get the first shot and then they never get back to they never get the, what is the dropout rate for following through with getting your second shot? And I'm afraid that it's probably there's probably a good amount. I wouldn't dare give you a number, but it might surprise you how many people probably just got that one shot and they're like, oh, I got it. And even though they're told you, well, you got to come back. Well, yeah, okay. And then they don't. All right. Well, anyway, you're listening to Let's Paint TV. We're streaming live also on YouTube Live, and we have a live chat room. So hang out. We usually come on around. Lately, it's when the sun goes down. So lately, it's been more like 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Not sure where you guys are at, but that's where I'm at. So fantastic. Yeah, so I started a paint. I did a painting. I always have that battle. If do I finish the painting right then and there, or do I, think about it, come back another day? But I tell you, I always feel like my best moves are in the process of just the one day moves, as opposed to belaboring anything more than if I take. But that's just that is my my own little personal battle when it comes to painting. Is should I stay or should I go? Should I devote more energy and time, or should I keep the freedom, the flying, give a flying freedom? Don't give a flying freedom. Okay, I'm trying not to swear. About any kind of form of maybe say accuracy and sort of Norman Rockwell tones in what's being portrayed. I find that when I go that route, I just I kind of suck. I feel like I lose when I go that route. I think just looking back, I just feel like I do best if I just stay in the game for that one particular mode of thought and time and place, and not come back and bring back another time and place. Just one time and place, just one stroke painting. Donna Dewberry. You don't see Donna Dewberry coming back into it. She just does one stroke. Boom, that's it. I don't know if that's the case. But I am. I think I do probably do better. I just haven't not figured out how to make something bigger and more complex that's successful, that is built with multiple attacks. But that's my battle. That's what keeps me in the game of painting. Yeah, we're not going to take any calls today. I'm honestly, I'll tell you, this is how the calls turn out to be, and it's kind of fun. I at times they're fun to take, but generally speaking, most calls are. They fall in line on a couple of they go a different route. It's usually one or two scenarios. One is, oh, I really like your show. It's one of these kind of things. I really like your show. Okay, and I have to go, okay, and I go, oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the show. Thank you. And so then it's just a bunch of me saying thank you. And then the other kind of call is, well, they're coming to try to mess with me, and that could be kind of good sometimes, but generally speaking, it's annoying. So then what kind of call am I trying to get? It's not even really worth it. I've just given up. I kind of always have given up with the calls a long time ago, as you probably know. So there you go. So if you were planning on calling to mess with me, well, you can't. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll open up the lines tomorrow. Tampori 54 says smoking some Donna Doobies. Donna Dewberries. Yeah. I'm telling you, dude, huge paintings, big 10-foot canvases. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, and that could be hard. Come to Kansas City and do a special Let's Paint TV podcast episode where we go to the Nelson Atkins Museum. Okay. I was in Kansas City about 10 years ago. I actually did a whole week of live performances in downtown Kansas City. Part of the it was through Charlotte Street Foundation. Are you familiar with them? Charlotte. Shout out to the Charlotte Street Foundation. I know it's Charlotte. I think it's Charlotte Street. I don't know if it's foundation. It's probably a foundation. It could be a crematorium nowadays. The way the world's going, but no, I think it's still an art organization. It's still a running operation. So you've never heard of them. I actually never, when I was there, I didn't go to that museum. I've heard of it, but I didn't go there. But I did go to one of the more famous barbecue places where they serve you the various cuts of meat in like wax paper or something, like brown wax paper. Steve, yes. Charlotte Street Foundation, yes. They I think that's from what I gather, I was impressed. I thought that it's a great little art community. I was there for a whole week, and I met many great artists, and had a good time. Had a great time. I also went to the Hallmark, there's a mall just on the outskirts of downtown Kansas City, and there's a it's like for it's like I guess it's the headquarters for Hallmark greeting cards, but they have like a little like a museum. So I checked it out, and it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. In fact, I remember seeing they had some original watercolor. I think they're watercolors by Winston Churchill. Is it the Crown Center? Is that right? Okay. Tempori says it sucks. It used to be cool. I gotta say though, downtown Kansas City, and this was about 10 years ago, was kind of bleak. Like, I'll tell you what. The only reason why I went to that Crown Center, because I needed to get some underwear. You know, like, have you ever go to you go, you're going to be away for like a week, and you don't pack enough underwear, so you got to go and then like maybe buy some new underwear. You know what I mean? And I swear to you, there was not one place. Well, I'll take that back. There was what's that place where you can buy two suits and you can get one suit free? What's that place? It's some overpriced, for suits, but they had some very expensive underwear. So, but I walked all over downtown Kansas City, and there was no underwear to be found. There wasn't much there. It was pretty, like I said, bleak. Maybe it's gotten better, but there really wasn't much. No, it was not a men's. No, it was the other one. Men's Warehouse is not around anymore, is it? And then the other one, it's like CW Coop or, that's the. Wasn't he the Surgeon General? What's the name of that place? It's not the Men's Warehouse. But anyway, so I discovered, if I went to, I guess it's called the Crown Center, and I took a bus, and then I discovered this place, this mall, and I don't know. I think I went to the Gap and got some underwear. Pretty exciting. But what's neat is I went by, as I took the bus, I could see they had, I went by this beautiful old railroad station. Yeah. No, but anyway, we're kind of got the people in the chat room trying to help me out. 12 years wasn't even that long ago. But 10 years goes by fast, and a lot of stuff happens in 10 years. But I probably could imagine that there's probably not much change in downtown Kansas City, and again, only because I kind of you get a sense of cities, and they don't always materialize. Now, downtown LA had a wonderful kind of reemergence the last 10 years, actually, but because of this COVID thing, it's actually gone. It's kind of going backwards because a lot of people are just like, forget it, I'm not living downtown now. What is it? What is the name of that clothing store? I forget. Anyway, so I worked on a painting today, like I mentioned, and it was in the sun, and I don't know why, but in the morning, if I paint outside in the morning sunlight, and then as the sun goes into midday, no matter what, I get the worst headaches from it. And that's why I always prefer to paint when the sun's going down. But I know it's probably, I think I'm the only one that complains about it, frankly, because it doesn't seem like no one else seems to care. So it's just my issues. It's just my problems, But anyway, I think I was mentioning, I was mentioning, I was not thinking, but I know I mentioned that I was playing with possibly coming back with the painting tomorrow to work on the painting some more. And the thing is that I busted the move to a great, has a great beat. If you know what I mean. If you're thinking about musically, the dance, of the paintbrushes, the brush strokes, and just sort of the depiction of what's going on. And I busted a move that I liked, and I'm like, I'm not, you're gonna come back and then you're gonna re-bust a move on top of the move that actually worked. I think if you do come back, you almost have to just deliberately not even come close to finishing the painting, because if you come close to finishing the painting, you tend to you regret. I find I regret it that I come back, because I have to rework what I already enjoyed. So it's kind of sucks, But that's the way the cookie crumbles. And but as you can see, if you're doing a really large painting, then you probably have to come back. But then it's kind of easy in a weird way, because it is so large. But when you're in that kind of mid-size range, you sometimes wonder, well, maybe I should come back. Also, I used to. I'm not doing so much of this, but I would drive to places to paint, and that's a pain in the butt, because think about this: what if you drove, to the beach? The beach is like an hour drive to do work on a painting for like maybe a couple of hours. Are you just gonna come back the next day and drive for another hour, to paint on the painting? It's like go through all that traffic, and so I think I prefer to just finish the damn painting right then and there. But yeah, like I said, it's not really. It's almost undoable to some degree when you're getting larger. I find that if the painting's probably, I pulled it off to some degree. Somewhat successful on a painting that maybe is like 3 by 5 feet, I think I've done, or even a little. Well, yeah, I pulled it off, just doing it at one take. Kind of like one take, like I do these shows, this podcast. It's one take. I'm not doing another take, I'm not even editing this stuff. Though the show we did yesterday, because the audio cut out so much, I have to figure out how to get rid of the audio part that cut out. But I don't have to, because first of all, no one even listens to the program anyway, so I'll just put it up maybe. But maybe I won't. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We're just living life. Living life, guys. Just living life. All right. And we're just happy to have you guys here hanging out. You're listening to the podcast, the Let's Paint TV podcast, where we ponder many things to be pondered, many things to ponder with. On Golden Pond with Henry Fonda and Catherine Hepburn. Great movie. Well, I guess. It probably really is actually a good movie. I'm not really thinking I want to watch it anytime soon, but it probably is a good movie. If by chance you're looking to see a movie, I would recommend that, I guess. Tampori54 says she was hot. She made a lot of movies. You mentioned Audrey Hepburn. Yeah, well, this is Katharine Hepburn. Are they related? Is Audrey Hepburn and Katharine Hepburn related? I don't know. I guess we could look it up. Someone in the chat room can look that up for us. I'm not going to look it up. I have a podcast I have to keep talking. I can't chew gum and talk at the same time. I guess if anyone were to try, I guess I could probably do it, because after all, I am Mr. Let's Paint, and we do celebrate multitasking issues as issues of the day. Good questions. No idea. Never thought of it. Well, why don't you look it up for me, Tampori54? You could probably look it up. Look it up, my friend. Okay. So I was working on that painting, and so I kind of decided, okay, I think I'm done. I posted it up on Instagram. You can check it out. It's a lemon tree. It's so intoxicating to look at a lemon tree with, full of yellow lemons on it, because then you got the blue sky, you got these yellow lemons dotting everywhere, and then you have green leaves, and then of course you got the structure of the tree that kind of has more of a dark, sinister quality to it. Google says she is not. Okay. So there is no relationship. I wonder if there's a relation. What are some interesting relationships, like who would have fought? There's always some interesting thing like that. I can't think of one right now, but I'm sure we could probably come up with one or two. Charles Bronson was married to the blonde, what was her name? I think she was like in Hitchcock movies. I think she's the one in that scene with where she's in the bathroom taking a shower and there's blood. It's one of these crazy. Is that the same? Anyway, Charles Bronson was married to, I believe. Why can't I know the name is there, but I don't have it with me. Maybe again, my chat room friends will help me out on that. At least all you got to do is just look it up. Look up Charles Bronson. Speaking of Charles Bronson, I haven't seen a lot of the Death. What's it called? Death Wish. All those movies that he did. The Death Wish 1, Death Wish 2, Death Wish 3. And it seemed like every year or at least like twice a year, they would play them. Play them on TV, and this, for some reason, maybe it's because of COVID times. It's everybody's biorhythms are off, and so maybe that's why we're not watching Death Wish with Charles Bronson marathons. But those could be good, and the opening for those movies, at least I remember. It's like some famous rock star made that sound. I forget. Tampori says John Madden and John F. Kennedy were third cousins. That is crazy. That's crazy good. I love me some John Madden. John Madden's awesome. And JFK's not too bad either. That's runs in the family, right? Pretty likable world. The Kennedys, I think, somewhat, maybe. likable presidents and football coaches. Could be a Jeopardy thing for 1,000. Anyway, we gained down to the bottom of our. We're going to half break here on our podcast. It's pretty exciting. I know we touched on a lot of things, and there's more to be talked about. Whatever comes to our heads, and then we'll head it off. We'll head it off. But we're going to take a little quick break, and we'll come right back with some more of the Let's Paint TV podcast. I am your host, Mr. Let's Paint, talking about painting and everything else in our lives today. Thanks again for hanging out. We'll see you here in a sec. I'm just taking a little quick break. See you in a sec. Okay. You're going to write the script to the Death Wish reboot, and it's going to star John Cena. Yeah, I guess I could see him. He's a little too muscular-y. The thing about Charles Bronson, he was kind of unassuming. He wasn't like some musclehead. Who would be better? Who would play Charles Bronson role? I don't know. Marty Feldman, right? Wasn't he like married? Wait, no, Gene Wilder. Gene Wilder. Oh, those two you get mixed up. Marty Feldman and Gene Wilder. I think Gene Wilder was married to Gilda Radner. I got it all wrong. There's some weird stuff like that. Okay, shall we continue on with this? Okay, let's do another one. There we go. Go for the second half here. Boo boop. All right, Let's Paint TV podcast back again. Thanks again for being here for the second half of this exciting podcast, where you basically hear me out, and you hear my take on painting and life in general. Get the general today. Shaq. You guys like those commercials with Shaq and the General? General car insurance. Get the General today. How does that jingle go? It's pretty good. All right. What's that? Arnold Schwarzenegger? Says Tom. Oh, you think he might be good to play the Death Wish? Oh, that guy's way too. He's Mr. Universe. I mean, talk about bodybuilder and musclehead. Yeah, no, I think we need more of an unassuming character. And I don't know who that would be, though. Speaking of bad 3D models, do you guys like the Rock Auto? You know that one? It's like they're trying to appeal to rock and roll fanatics who also love cars, and they need to buy car parts, and they have it. Ben Stiller could be a good one. Yeah. Ben Stiller or Ben Affleck, I guess. Maybe so. Ben Affleck. I think Ben Stiller could be the new Charles Bronson. I could see that. You know who could be a good Charles Bronson? George Costanza. How about that? Now that guy would be perfect. What's his real name though? That's messed up. If you don't even know the person's real name, you only know them by the character. All right. Anyway, chat room is alive and well. If you're listening, we are also live over on YouTube Live, and we are usually here Monday through Friday, streaming from around. Lately, it's been sunset-ish, and so we're on the Pacific Coast. So lately, it's been kind of close to around 6 o'clock of late. Though it will change. We're not. Jason Alexander, thank you. Thank you very much for that. And we're kind of imagining something. Big news. Big news. We got some big news for you. No, actually. No, we're just, I'm still cleaning up shop. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's, you know, they talk about spring cleaning. But in a weird way, it feels like it's spring weather for sure here in Los Angeles. It was 80 degrees. I mean, it was kind of hot. Unexpectedly hot. And it's still kind of hot. I'm not, you know, I'm still in t-shirt weather, you know. So anyway, but it feels kind of like spring, and I think there is, but it's also the new year, and it's like what this year is gonna, you know, bring. You know, hopefully it, you know, I want to think that it's gonna be better this year. It you know, because obviously 2020 wasn't so great. Now, having said that, we actually starting off kind of bad, aren't we? I mean, considering we had a coup, and we're having the worst COVID ever. So it's not a good start, but so what? Yeah, so chat room's there. If you got something to say in the chat room, fine. We're happy to entertain some of the stuff here. And yeah, we're not taking calls. I know you guys sometimes get annoyed that I'm not taking the calls, but you got to understand, we when we keep those lines open, and then we get inundated with bullshit calls. That I look back and I go, you know, I don't need to have those kind of calls. I don't need these calls. I don't need to talk to you. And it's always been that case. It's a love-hate thing for me, taking calls, I gotta say, because sometimes it's actually kind of nice. I wouldn't mind taking some calls, but also it's nice to head off the idea that people just can call in and say fuck with me. I don't like that. I you know, that I don't need that in my life. What I need is some love. Well, we all could use some love, actually. Now, if we're a more successful operation, we would have screeners, and we would have a more efficient operation to take calls. But I'm not just going to take anyone's phone calls. There's an obsessive compulsive thing that starts to kick in, but not having said that, I will do it at times. But I sense what happens is there is that kind of aspect. So it's nice to just say, no, we're not taking calls anymore. So we don't. No more calls. No, we will. Just not today, and probably not into the future. Though there are times where calls would be appropriate. I still want to bring back the dreams. And so we'll maybe paint your dreams here at some point. We could do that at any day. Maybe that's. I was playing with the idea of. Now the only problem is I had done that already. You know, I've done it, and that's the problem with life. You know, it's like I did it already. I took a crap already. You know, I don't need to take a crap anymore. Well, you better be taking some craps. You know what I mean? So, I already painted. I've already painted. I've done Let's Paint TV already. I don't need to do that anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. Well, I've taken calls. I've taken your bullshit calls. I don't want to take them anymore. You know, it just goes on and on and on. But at some point, you gotta rehash the good times, and and taking a crap is definitely something that you better be doing, and ideally daily, if you know what I mean. Show got you painting again. All right, good. I'm glad to hear that. I mean, if we can get you guys to be excited about painting. Now, I'm being honest with you. I'm not always excited about painting, but I do find this solace in it, and I do recharge my batteries from it, and I feel alive because of it. So it's all good. But it might be you might be asking too much of it if you think you're going to have it work for you and be something that you do nonstop 24/7, and that's just not really possible. I don't think you need to just not do it sometimes. Sometimes you got to take a break. Like this podcast. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this podcast anymore. The Let's Paint TV podcast. It's kind of fun to do a podcast, but I don't know. I mean, we really don't have anything. We're just sort of hanging out. I don't know if it's really substantial, in terms of quality, content-wise. All right, British Dad is asking me, can you paint a pot leaf? No, I cannot. I cannot do that. That seems very sort of juvenile. That's something you would do when you're juvenile. When you're like a teenager, you draw paint and draw pot leaves. But no, I'm not going to do that. But you could. Don't let me put the kibosh on your creativity, because it's entirely you could have a great time and be successful painting pot leaves. So don't let me ruin your excitement for life, whatever it is, whatever you're doing. I'm not saying that that's my, that that's what's happening here. I'm just projecting. I'm thinking for you. And honestly, it's really not appropriate. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, paint your pot leaf. I told you. I'm just not going to do it. All right? All right. Tempore says, I look forward to these streams. And the chat. Chit-chat. Chat. Tally-ho. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Even though we are, I am kind kind of at a loss for words. I'm still trying to figure out how to feel comfortable with this stupid mic in my face the whole time. But I guess I could figure it out. I got this painting here. I don't know if you can see this. And I feel inclined to do a little painting right now. Now this is a piece of cardboard that I used as a cutting. To like I ship a lot of stuff. Like people buy some T-shirts and little paintings, and so I pack them in cardboard, and so I'm always. I don't know if you're familiar with doing anything like that, but you want to have a little cutting board of usually just a sheet of cardboard underneath the cardboard you're cutting, so you don't dull your blade, and it's just a smoother operation. It's a kind of a cutting. It's just one of the base principles of cutting stuff, cardboard and stuff. So anyway, so this is a an old used quite a bit. So these are all the different lines from the cuts that kind of cut through. So then I gessoed it. And I've done this before. It's kind of fun to kind of play around with this cutting board. So now I'm coloring in and bringing about the various lines, at least some of them, or none of them. But mostly, I'm trying to bring about some of this. And I started this last night. I kind of messed around with it with some acrylic, and now I'm adding some oil on top of it. But I'm not really convinced I'm up to any good with it, but I'm just doing it because it's kind of fun to do, which is kind of the fun thing about painting. It's an experiment, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And it might materialize into something. I don't know. Joe, from Let's Paint TV to Stickum Days to now, you're done it all, man. Yes, we have done it all. I guess, yeah. I guess that's possible. It's a possible thought for sure. All right, so we're. I'm gonna just kind of mess around with this, I guess. And maybe something will happen. Just kind of bringing out the lines that I see here and there. I might break away from this, the idea of following the lines. We might have to break the rules. But for the time being, we're going to just kind of stay within that. Kind of has, and I started getting a stained glass look, I guess. That'd be kind of interesting, I guess. Got some depth. Getting some depth in there. Yeah, it feels like it's it kind of feels like summer again. Now, of course, this is Los Angeles, so it's bound to. We're not necessarily known for cold weather in general. Get the General today. For the best prices in town, call the General. But we only a few days ago was down in the 40s overnight. But boy, it's hot. Feels like spring. Spring has sprung. So yeah, so I was saying, yeah, that kind of, I think, and then it's the new year, and I think that's kind of why I'm kind of, throwing stuff away and organizing. So it's kind of nice. Feels like it's spring, when. Now, if you're if you're in a place where it's like wintertime, you're really hunkered down and you can't do anything, and you're not feeling like spring so much because you're still hibernating. All right. Let's keep going here with this. I'm just doing some line work, I guess, is for all. That's probably the best way to describe it. And I'm using the really a teeny brush, and we'll see what that does, where it takes us. We might break away and go crazy, but not yet. Somehow I'm feeling it's kind of like drawing with the paintbrush, which I always felt that's the way to go. I've always preferred that when it comes to a painting. Is so many times people want to that's a route to go when it comes to doing a painting of anything, is that you might put a detailed drawing, work a drawing first, and I just figure you can actually do the drawing in the paint while you're painting. You could be drawing, but don't listen to me. I mean, I rarely make anything that's worthy of anyone. It's not like I get any accolades for being a great painter, so don't listen to me on that one. Yeah, it's kind of got a stained glass thing going on. Why not just do a weekly Let's Paint show? It says. What kind of question is that? Instead of the podcast or any of that, just once a week. Just come on once a week. Don't dog you guys like this, because this is too painful, huh? It is kind of painful. I don't even know why I'm here, frankly. Maybe I should only give you the best once a week, right? Is that what you're saying? Just once a week. Just come in once a week. Just once a week. Do a show once a week. That's it. Well, I'll have to think about that. I have thought about that. The reason why I do this I'm not burnt, though I might seem like I'm burnt, but I'm enjoying the painting. And so when you're painting, there is a burnt quality. There's a burnout factor in the, it's introverted. You get introverted, so it's not always the best TV. And and working with a mic like this is kind of awkward for me, I gotta say. It's kind of fun, but I'm not sure. I think I'm probably better off with the other kind of mic that I used to use. But I hated that mic, so this is why I got this one. I think if I just did a show once a week, I might just not do show at all. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I think I kind of just like doing it every day. It's kind of, because then what else am I going to do with my life? You know what I'm saying? Now I quit doing the Reddit show. That was once a week. I was excited with that, and then I realized, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not doing this anymore. And it's easy. It's easy to just not give a F because, again, no one watches. See, the thing is, I do a show. Now we're talking about my show, and the fact that no one watches it. And the reason why no one watches it is because my energy level is pretty low. I got low energy. But even if I do bring the energy, and I did once a week, and I bring the energy, okay, I get a few more viewers. It's still not much. It's still nothing. There's no energy and no nothing from what I do here. And so because of that, I'm fine with the fact that no one watches, is what I'm saying. I'm fine with me just thinking stuff out loud and doing whatever the hell I want to do. It's not about me. The whole thing about getting 100,000 views and all that stuff is not my. That's not my game. It could be my game. It could be my interest, but it's just not. It's just not that. It just doesn't work that way, and it's not working that way, with what I've ever done. So, it's not. This is more of a like I mentioned the other day. It's more durational what I'm doing. And the fact that it's not successful, it's not about that really. Maybe I wouldn't mind to have it be successful. I'm not saying I don't want it to be successful, but the fact that it's not successful is not stopping me. Because I'm an artist and I do this because I love doing this. I love painting, even though I hate doing it. I hate painting. I love performing, even though I hate performing. All that stuff. It's a love-hate thing. And the fact that I'm not successful at it, in terms of look, there are times where I could be successful, but the fact that I'm on all the time and you see that we only have 10 people watching, then it sure looks like I'm not terribly successful. And that's no skin off my back. I'm not saying I don't care, but it kind of makes it easy for me to not do anything. It's true. It's not terribly motivational, but frankly, I don't, to sustain the high energy, particularly every day, that would be hard to do. Once a week is more doable. Joe says it's more like a video journal more than anything. I had 4 people stop by and say something and suggest something, and that was cool. Yeah, and so I'm not belittling the fact that I have right now. We got 17 people watching. That's fine. I'm good. I'm used to that. I've been running about 10, 15, 20 people for the past handful of years. So I'm used to this. This is. I know I appreciate, people giving me suggestions. That's fine. And look, it would be nice to maybe be more successful, but hey, this is just the way it is. I'm fine with it, and it's true. It makes it easy for me to do something else, but, at the same time, this is also a durational experience, and I'm getting art. I'm doing art-related projects. I'm painting, and so the success or high energy. I know you want to see me blend drinks and yell and scream. Every time you see me, every time you click on the link, you want to see me yell and scream. But that's not what I do all the time. That's not my life, and that's not sustainable anyway. So you're just going to have to deal with me the way I am, however I do it. It's as simple as that. That's life, my friends. And that's how I do it. That's how I do it. Anton says, "Do what makes you happy, man." Yeah, well, and that makes me. This makes me happy. Somewhat. Maybe not. But I feel as though I'm doing something, and so I like that. I like the fact that I'm doing something. So to do something, to be doing something doesn't mean that you always have to enjoy it or be super happy about it. You can be like right now. I'm a little annoyed or frustrated, I guess, only because of the questioning that we're seeing in the chat room. So, but it's still successful in the sense that I'm airing out, my dirty laundry because I couldn't get any underwear in downtown Kansas City. All right, we tied it all back, didn't we? Thanks again for hanging out to my podcast. This is Mr. Let's Paint. Hope you guys have a great time, even though it's not always understandably easy to figure out. That's called life. But you'll be all right. We'll be back again. Thanks again for watching and listening to my podcast. I am Mr. Let's Paint. Go to letspainttv.com for more information. All right. Well, we did our podcast. And I'll post it up. I didn't post the one yesterday, but I think I'll post this one. I think this one will be fine. I don't think there's any audio. Did anyone complain about the audio? The audio was pretty good the whole time, right? Did I do a good job? Says Tom. Thank you. Joe says you like the raw, no holding back wisdom. Audio's fine. Well, look, I'm frustrated. But I think we're all frustrated, and so it's just, one of those things. But this is also just a hangout. This is not, this is a hangout. And like I said, I'm also getting some painting done at the same time. But the idea that, I've entertained that idea of just do it once a week. And then I can come in there and go, blow up the world with high energy stuff, and it doesn't really matter. And it doesn't materialize. Plus, I think you can have multiple um, uh, multiple operations. I don't. It probably doesn't help, though. I'm well aware that it probably doesn't do you any good. These kind of moments, so someone's like, oh yeah, that guy, the Let's Paint TV guy. What's he up to? And then they come and they see me just kind of complaining. uh, it's not maybe not the best look, but I don't worry about that, because I'm an artist and I'm not doing it strictly for some kind of TV show kind of deal. Audio was perfect. Well, I am kind of getting better about talking, sort of within this realm of this big bulb. Um, Not sure I want to get it all, do every single line, but I kind of am doing it to some degree, aren't I? Maybe I shouldn't do it all. Ho, 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 ho. Maybe I need a dynamic mic. Yeah, you think so? I don't know. Well, I think actually I was saying that the mic that I was using, the mic that it's the lapel mic, was actually pretty good because minus the stupid thing, I hated the wires though. And I don't want to do the wireless, so I'm fucked. Basically, I'm fucked. But I think it's better. I can move around. I have more movability. But I do like this mic. It's kind of fun. I mean, just for podcast purposes. But I don't know if I'm how many more podcasts I'm going to be doing, you know. Hey, we experiment, you know, so it's not always you don't have to stay with the particular idea forever. You can just go back to what was working. You might retire your YouTube channel too. Yeah, I mean, I keep thinking that I might just do it too. Like I don't really have nothing to say, you know. It's like, why do I even have a podcast? I mean, I was just playing around. I'm playing around with the idea of the podcast. I don't know if I really have much to say, or maybe I do. Maybe that's it. I do have something to say, but I'm not. Uh, I'm not organized enough to say it, or I'm not. I'm definitely not doing any editing. I'm so tired of editing. I'm tired. I guess part of me just wants to paint and shut up. I think that's also a big part of me, is I just want to paint and shut up. I don't want to have to say shit. So there's the other aspect of things. Don't want to take your stupid calls. You know, trying to all right, yeah. So what's going on with this thing? I did this one. Already, it's kind of similar. Well, this kind of has some promise. I gotta say, it's got some promise. Okay, I get some a little more. Another glass of wine. I'll be right back. It is like stained glass, isn't it? It's like a stained glass thing. But it's a cutting board. Something. Something or another. Something or another. You need some wine too, huh? All right. Let's see here. All right. Let's see what it looks like. All right. Well, I'm gonna call it a day. Thanks again for hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow. One more thing. One more. Okay, that might be it. All right. We'll see you tomorrow. Maybe we'll do a dance party tomorrow. We'll see. Tomorrow's Friday night dance party. Let's see what we can do. See if I have the energy. I was telling you, the whole thing about not being terribly successful is you're free to do whatever you want. And I talk about this all the time, and I don't think I was very succinct when I was talking last time. This past, the beginning of this show, but I didn't allude to it, but that's the beauty, is that's the beauty about doing, being able to experiment and not really provide like high energy stuff, but we at times could and do. So it's a grab bag of possibilities, and I like that. I think I like that. That's just the way I do it. Okay. We'll see you maybe tomorrow then. All right then.